Tell us what we need to know.
702 Listens.
You're with Relebogile Mabota
Live, streaming countrywide.
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7.
and 106 FM.
Nine minutes after 2 o'clock, the second and final hour of 702 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabota. And we're going to be jumping into it now. If you recall, last week we had a conversation with Cindy Paluta. Well, we'll be having another fantastic conversation as we enjoy and celebrate Women's Month in our series edition. Hashtag Fem Effect with Femagene, and we look forward to all of you engaging in the conversation around finding your voice in a noisy world. I hope you send through some of your tips and tricks and advice that you'd like to share. We'll be joined by Luna Ndamase, who is a first princess for Miss Teenager South Africa 2024 and 2025. Then we wrap up with our car feature. We're going to be talking about supercars and getting that experience of getting to drive one yourself without even having to own it. You get to have the experience. So all you have to do is get in touch with us. 011-883-0702. SMS us 31702. Tweet at Relebogile at Radio 702 using the hashtag 702 Afternoons and the WhatsApp line 072-702-1702 for all of your comments and questions on what's coming up.
702.
Series Edition.
The Fem Effect Series Edition with me, Relebogile Mabota, is brought to you by Femagene. Choose care that empowers. Choose Femagene. Care for all the woman you are every day. Now, Luna Ndamase recently earned the title of First Princess in the Miss Teenager South Africa 2024-2025 pageant. But she's more than just a crown. Luna is actually using her platform to uplift others, speak out on issues that matter, and inspire young women to find their voice. She's an ambassador for Impilo Child Protection, a program dedicated to safeguarding vulnerable children under the age of 6, and a passionate advocate for confidence, care, and compassion. Today's part of Femagene's hashtag Fem Effect campaign. We're chatting to Luna about finding your voice, owning your power, and how the journey into womanhood can start with something as simple and as powerful as care. Right here on 702. Luna, welcome. Thank you so much for coming through.
Hi, Sis Rille. Thank you so much for having me.
Firstly, you look gorgeous. You guys
Thank
have to
you.
go on the YouTube.
Thank you so
Stream
much.
it live and see how fantastic she looks with her crown. I don't know if you know, but I kind of have a thing with pageants right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, firstly, what got you even into the space, especially in this era where you, as a young person, are not just now exposed to, in our day, we were okay at the mall. We were Miss Okay and Miss Edgar's, right? But now you are like putting yourself out there for everybody to critique.
So funny story. Growing up, my aunts, my uncles, anyone who came across me would tell my mom, you need to sign this child up for a modeling agency. she needs to have her face out there. And my mom downplayed it. She'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. But she never got to it. So she came home this one day from work and she was like, okay, here's a pageant. Enter. I was like, enter? She's like, yeah, enter. I was hesitant. I was like, oh, pageantry. I've never done anything like that before. So I entered the day before, actually, the closing closed.
It's
the closing
always
day.
those ones that are successful.
Last
the ones who are like,
minute.
on the day, I woke up like this.
Quite literally last minute, the day before the closing day. I entered and then I progressed, semi-finalist. Then from semi-finalist, they were finalists. And I realized that there's so much more to pageantry than what we see on TVs where it's just strutting down a runway and looking pretty. Like, there's leadership that comes with it. You have to be intelligent. You have to be a leader. You have to stay determined and focused. And then we got to pageant week where I was crowned as the first princess. And then recently I was crowned as the reigning queen because our queen is now international.
Ow! Guys, do you see where we are as South Africans? I absolutely love that for you. And
Thank
also,
you.
I'm glad you shared that part of the journey because, correct, people don't see the other aspects of pageantry. And we're not going to get into a conversation of why it's relevant. But I think with what you've shared, it goes to show like the confidence that it builds. Even just putting yourself out there, whether you placed or not, it starts to build your confidence. It forces you to think about things that are bigger than yourself because you're forced to commit to a cause.
True.
So when you went into this, do you think there was a part of you that did well because you might not have been as invested? And the reason I ask it that way is sometimes, when you care so much about something and you're stressed, then you're less relaxed and you maybe don't perform as well. Whereas you come in like, I just woke up, my mom said I must do a pageant. Then you actually do well because you're just being yourself.
I do think so, but at the same time, not really, because as I was progressing from semi-finalist to finalist, I started getting invested, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this. And my mom at some point was even like, should we like stop right now? Like we can. And I was a finalist at the time. She was like, should we end it now?
What?
I was like, no, we can't. So many people have been voting. People have been posting.
Your
me. If
mom
I
is
quit
my
now,
type.
I was like, no, we can't. We can't just quit now. She's like, are you sure? I was like, mommy, I'm sure. She's like, are you sure? Sure. I was like, I'm positive. So I kept pushing. Then even with the whole finale week, the finale day, in fact, when we were being moving from the top 30 progressing to the top 5, top 10, I was a bit like, it was like an out of body experience, because when I come backstage, I kept telling myself, if it's meant for me, it will be for me. I'm not gonna force it. I'm just gonna enjoy myself and live in the moment. But then when it was time for me to go on stage and like walk and answer the questions, I felt like I blacked out. I felt like something else had taken over me. And my mom even mentioned that after that, she was like, I don't know who you are anymore. Like, I don't know what I just witnessed. I don't recognize you. And I was like, oh my, really?
Do you remember the question that you were asked?
Not at all. But you know what? Funny enough, though, I was like the last person that they asked. So
Yes.
the other girls were being asked, and I kept saying, oh, I wish that was my question. Oh, that's such a nice question.
Yes.
Then my question came, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, no. I was like, no, I wish I had those other questions. But I just remembered that with the questions, I have to take it back to my advocacy.
Yes.
So that helped me answer my question properly.
How did you decide the cause that's close to you? I mean, I know you are an ambassador for Impilo Child Protection, but what was it that drew you to that type of advocacy work?
My advocacy is gender-based violence. In 2021, my mom's best friend passed away as a victim to gender-based violence. So that really hit home, because it was one thing when we'd hear about it on the radio, see it on the TVs, like with the Uyinene situation, for instance. But now for it to actually happen close to home with the person that you would have never expected to ever suffer through this, it really broke my heart, because her life was ended way before it was meant to. So it made me feel like, no, And now as time is going on, we're suffering this pandemic where gender-based violence in our country is horrible. It's horrific. And I feel like not much is being done about it, or it's a thing of, okay, yes, we'll get to it. It's being tossed to the side where it needs action now.
Look, that is extremely heartbreaking what you've shared, and condolences to all of you. I know that when somebody is taken away from you, people don't think about the best friend. You think about the parents and the siblings and the kids, but it is such a ripple effect how many people are impacted, not just by the loss, but the trauma of how it happened. So I'm very, very sorry to you and your mom in particular, because it's not a small thing. In terms then of this cause, what can you share about Impilo Child Protection? We all do our best because we are living in a pandemic of gender-based violence, and children are so vulnerable at the moment. You can't even tune into a single news platform without hearing a heartbreaking story of what has happened to a child. Tell us about some of the work that Impilo Child Protection does.
I love the work that Impilo does. I love their determination. Basically, I went there for the first time, and Arlene, who's one of the main members, had shown me around. I saw some of the kids, and basically what they stand for is, she told me a story. Let me tell you the story she told me. She told me that there was a child just younger than I am who walked hours to get to Impilo, and she came holding her kid, and she was like, I was sexually assaulted by my stepfather. My mom doesn't believe me, and I can't raise this kid.
Oh no.
So they took them in. So it really broke my heart to know that, like, this is the reality of the country that we live in. But at the same time, it also made me appreciate the work that they do, because they take in situations and cases like that where if you're unable to, raise the kid because of circumstances like finances or because of sexual assault, they take that child and then they raise that child. They get the child documented. They get the child fed through donations and whatsoever, and then they raise them. And it's like they're a vital part of the child's growth and well-being.
And I think that's absolutely beautiful in terms of the fact that, places like Impilo Child Protection do need support. The more you speak about it, the better for them to keep running and helping the way that they do, which means taking in a person or a child at any given moment. It is 24 hours. It does require all of us to support. So I hope all of you take the opportunity to go check out what they do and see how you can help. We're taking a break.
Year in, year out, we're fixing tires faster than a Formula One pit crew. My team is on top of things like tire whisperers. If an unforeseen accident were to happen in my workshop, at least I've got My Way business insurance to keep the wheels turning.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
Until the 20th of August, enjoy these fantastic mid-month savings only at Clicks. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls for only $99.99 per pack. Get Clicks made for baby dry protect disposable nappies jumbo pack, 2 for 175 Rand per pack and 1 for 199. And buy Clicks 2-ply jumbo kitchen roller towels, 2 rolls per pack, 2 for 110 Rand. It's Clicks Club Card's 30th birthday. Get more deals and deeper discounts exclusive to members. If you're not a member yet, sign up today. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
Do you know what's hiding behind the colorful packaging of unhealthy food? Big food companies target children with unhealthy packaged foods that hide high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, which could lead to heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. But the truth is hidden from consumers. Front of package warning labels are a proven solution to help consumers make informed decisions. The government must act now. We have the right to know what's in our food. Demand front of package warning labels. Sign the petition on heala.org, HEALA.org, by the 30th of September.
Franchise your future with the vision to invest, the mindset to follow a proven system, and the drive to grow something of your own. Meet the minds behind smart investments and proven franchise success on Franchise Your Future with me, Lebogile Mabotja, brought to you by Cash Converters on 702. Plus, you could win 10,000 Rand to kickstart your journey to franchise your future. Hit primemediaplus.com now. Then every Tuesday from 1 p.m., catch Franchise Your Future on afternoons with me, brought to you by Cash Converters. Your money, your momentum. On 702, let's walk the talk.
Local entrepreneurs don't just deserve your business, they deserve your applause. Gauteng's Greatest Awards with 702, powered by Yoko.
Gauteng's Greatest Awards with 702, powered by Yoko. Time to announce some more finalists. And this means you guys need to head over to primemediaplus.com from 6 a.m. tomorrow to get voting. This means a world and so much more to the businesses that get featured here. But thank you in advance to all of you for your nominations. This is the category, your Greatest Shisanyama in Gauteng. This is a tough one. Here are your finalists. Mugodu in the north. Moyo Shisanyama. And Mpo Restaurants. Let us make sure we go out and vote. Go out and vote. They come for the flavorful Shisanyama, but the vibe keeps them coming back for more, from grill to till Yoko Counter lets you track sales, stock and staff all in one payment and point of sale system straight out of the box. Less admin, total control. That's Yoko Counter. Ready to upgrade your business? Then go to yoko.com. Now, these are the businesses you believed in. These are your finalists. Voting opens 6 a.m. on primemediaplus.com, and it's your chance to help crown the best of the best. Keep listening 702 throughout the day as we reveal more names in the running for Gauteng's greatest with 702, powered by Yoko. Congratulations!
702.
Series Edition.
23 minutes after 2 o'clock, we continue with our series hashtag Fem Effect with Femagene, as we have a conversation with reigning queen, Miss Teenager South Africa, Luna Ndamase, around finding your voice in a noisy world. And we really have been delving into some of the advocacy work that she's done, but also what pageantry has done, the position it's put her in. Your calls on 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. We're going to go to the lines. We have Luke from Johannesburg. Hi, Luke.
Hi there. Thanks for this conversation. We adopted through Impilo, and I may just comment on just the process. They are really thorough. It takes at least a year to go through all the tests and paperwork, but they really hold the two sides of the party to account, or to kind of hold them in kindness. So the to-be parents in that journey, there's a lot going on, and that takes care and paperwork. And then the other side is the child. So, for example, you may receive, they kind of coach you that there will be this child, and this child will have some whole story, but you only get a real keyhole view of that story in a bio, and then you would make a choice. And you don't get a photograph. You get some kind of insight into where that child is at. And in some cases, what actually happened with us is that the family actually chose us from that side. So we know a little bit of what's happening on the family side. And it's amazing that your guest there is doing that ambassador work, and it's just great to hear.
Oh, Luke, thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope on another day you can talk to us about choosing the route of adoption, because we know it's not an easy process, but it also it is needed in a country like ours with children needing homes. How has it been so far being a parent?
Well, any parent will say that it's nothing less too extraordinary, incredible, but also you make it to the end of your day, and you don't want to see another like that one. But I think your adoption is quite different because of the complexities. We have an open adoption, so we are in touch with the family, and I think it's just amazing joy. Our child is incredible, and we are very happy every day, all day. Yes.
Thank you so much, Luke, for talking to us and sharing about the work that Impilo has done in assisting you with your adoption. How does that make you feel, hearing that?
It makes me feel so warm inside. I'm very happy to hear that the adoption process went well for him, and he has his little bundle of joy. It just goes to show the work that Impilo does. Like, they find families for these kids, and they reconnect them, and they make them feel loved and at home and at peace after being through such a traumatic experience.
Yes. And I mean, for those of you that are wondering, why would the family still be there? We will have a conversation, then you can get to understand open adoptions versus closed adoptions and the different circumstances of why families would still be in touch. But I want to read some messages. One says, I was so shy as a kid and a teenager and extremely awkward. I struggled to make friends as I was so always introspective. Then I read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It talks about focusing on others instead and helped me with my shyness. The most fundamental lesson I learned was that I don't need to ask anyone else's permission to be me. And to this day, I don't, because, of course, I did ask all of you to share with us how to find your voice in a noisy world. And another one says, congratulations to this beautiful, well-poised young lady. South Africa's definitely making waves in the pageantry space, and I love to see it. Pageantry has required of us so much more than just outward appearance. It's pushed us to be leaders, not only in our communities, but in the world. Keep going, baby girl. I love to see it. This is from Tshego Khailai, Mrs. World.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Thank you so much.
So what would you share with the young ladies listening, or even, the men and women listening, about finding your voice? I mean, you are on this journey. You're still quite young, but I think you know what you're talking about.
I would say stay true to yourself. I feel like we all have our things that set us apart from everybody else, but we need to take pride in those things, and we need to love our uniquenesses and our flaws. So stay true to yourself. Remember the things that you were taught at home. Listen to your mom's words. But all in all, just stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. As women in this country, we need to learn to be kind to one another.
The hashtag FemEffect campaign with Femagene, it supports girls through access to menstrual health. Why is it important we have these conversations? Because people still want to be like, no, don't talk about your period. It's a secret,
I feel like we should have these conversations with both the young women and the boys of our country. I don't think we should limit it to the girls alone, because in all actuality, we all came from a missed period. So we need to educate.
I've never heard it like that. I'm
true.
obsessed. You came from a missed period.
We all came from this period. So why only educate the girls when their boys need to be educated as well? They have sisters.
Yes.
They're going to have girlfriends, wives. So they need to know what to pick and what does this and what does that. So
and
I do
it's
feel
natural.
Like, exactly.
Like,
it's
natural.
a part of your body.
Yes.
I do think we all need to be educated on that. As our late former president, Nelson Mandela, once said, education is key.
Yes.
From the smallest things to the biggest things, just to be informed on every single aspect. So period health, period poverty, menstrual health, both females and males need to know everything that has to do with it.
You are a star, so we must all follow you in the socials. Where do we find you?
On Instagram, I am Ndamase _
Ndamase _ a queen, like not just because of the crown, because of her being able to not just find her own voice, but to teach us how to find ours. Now, being a woman means showing up through every high and low and still finding your strength. Femagene supports that with pH-balanced, intimate washes and wipes designed for your body's everyday comfort and care. And through the hashtag FemEffect, every product helps provide a menstrual cup to a woman who needs one. Along with education and support, it's about care that starts with you and reaches someone else too. Because when women support each other, confidence becomes a movement. That's the Femagene hashtag FemEffect. Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Lebohile. Good afternoon. Stats say